Let us forget fights and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come, let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come, my brother, come, my sister, and let us build a nation together. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Remember, the key to success is working hard. For our country, we must have regard.
Yes, indeed. Remember, the key to success is working hard, because at the end of the day, it's about Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. Building Grenada, building Carriacou, and building PT Martinique. But we will add in there working smarter. So we're working harder and we are working smarter to transform Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. I want to welcome you to the hub. Again, another opportunity that you and I have to talk, to converse, using radio and social media to connect. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube, please share the live. Sharing is caring. I want to start off tonight's program by sharing with you a story, because I think it is important that you understand, in this battlefield, in this place of politics or political warfare, never argue with a fool. Never argue with a fool. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with the experience. That's something that you need to remember. But let me tell you about that story. Once in a jungle far, far away, there lived a donkey and a tiger. One day, while they were having a conversation, the donkey told the tiger, "The grass is blue." The tiger disagreed. "This cannot be. No, the grass is green," the tiger said, or scoffed the tiger. The argument became so heated that he decided to approach the king of the jungle, the lion, for arbitration, for him to solve this whole thing, to judge over this whole argument. As they approached the lion's throne, the donkey cried out, "Your Highness, isn't it true that the grass is blue?" To which the lion replied, "If you believe it is true, the grass is blue." The donkey continued, "The tiger disagrees with me, contradicts me, annoys me. Please punish him," he tells the lion, who is the king of the jungle. The lion agreed. He declared that the tiger would be punished with 3 days of silence. The donkey was overjoyed and went on his way, repeating, "The grass is blue. The grass is blue." The tiger asked the lion why he was punished. "Why are you punishing me? After all, the grass is green." The lion replied, "You've known and seen that the grass is green. The punishment is not for the color of the grass, but for wasting your time arguing with a donkey and bothering me with such a petty issue." And from that day on, the tiger learned to avoid useless arguments, and the donkey continued to believe that the grass was blue. The moral of the story, in short, never argue with fools. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with their experience. I want to open the baton tonight with this very simple story. Let us get on with the business for tonight. We have a lot of good things happening in Grenada, Carriacou, and the PT Martinique, and we must talk about them. We must bring them to the fore.
The Housing Authority of Grenada says assigned low-income housing units in Corinth St. David will be available for inspection from Tuesday, March 19th to Friday, March 22nd, beginning 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Housing Authority says diligent efforts have been made over the last few months to finalize the acquisition process by procuring closets and cupboards for all units to ensure that they are safe and livable for all residents, and as such, distribution is now underway in St. David.
Tuesday 19th March to Friday 22nd March 2024, between the hours of 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., the following will take place. Assigned units will be available for inspection for pre-approved clients. Appointment for viewing required.
Mrs. Nikel Beggs, Marketing and Customer Service Manager at the Housing Authority of Grenada. Following the inspection and acceptance of the unit, the client, through appointment, will be contacted to sign the sale agreement at the Housing Authority's main office. Inspection of units in the other parishes will also commence soon.
Inspections of units at the other locations will commence on the following dates. The Villa St. Patrick, 2nd April 2024 and onwards, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays. Dumfries, Carriacou, 2nd April 2024 and onwards, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays. Boucherjou St. George, 15th April 2024 and onwards, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays. Diamond St. Mark, 29th April 2024 and onwards, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays.
The HAG says the inspection process and processing of sale agreements will run continuously from Tuesday, March 19th, 2024.
Right. So again, the government is working very hard to provide low-income houses for our people. And yes, we know it was a gift from the Chinese people and government, and it started under the previous administration, but it was an empty shell. Right? It was an empty shell, and the government, with their vision, understanding that a person wants a home that they can just start living in from day one, they decided to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I'm certain it would reach the millions to retrofit the home, to make sure that you have cupboards, closets, counters, just name it, things that are really for a livable space, so you can start living on day one. And that is the way to go. We have seen over and over the previous administration, they were just about, just give the thing to the people just as is, this empty shell. But you have a government with class, a government who understands that a person moving into a home, they need to have certain things there so that it can make it easier for them. And I want to commend the government. So while we understand it was a gift from the People's Republic of China, and while we understand it was meant to be, what it is, low income. It's not that they gave you free. It was never meant to be free. Low income, and that is what it's called for the low income bracket of people. But our government, with prudence, with that caring personality and heart and just loving people, they decided we are not going to give them this thing empty like that, because they would have to go get a carpenter, get an interior designer to do the closets, to do the cupboards, to do the counters, to do X and do Y. We will make it livable. So all they need to do is to bring in their stove, bring in their fridge, bring in their beds, bring in, that kind of stuff, and just the washing machine, and just start to live. And I want to commend the government for that. My good friend Pele saying, hey, 4 million is the amount that they mentioned that they actually utilize or spend to bring the different units up to that standard. So I want to commend the government. You know, many a times people don't see these kind of actions and how important it is. They're quick to blame government for this and blame the government for that and attack the government. But when the government does something good, they seldomly acknowledge it. They don't come out openly and say, hey, this is a good move, because there are families who went into the credit union, went into the bank, they got a loan, and they're just buying the units. All they need to do is just go in with their bed, go in with their stove, go in with their fridge, and start to live. Because I think the units come with, you know, all the connections, because once you purchase the unit, the connection and everything like that, everything flows easily from there. So again, I want to commend the government. And remember, Project 500. So yes, they are distributing these low-income houses, but that big project, Project 500, where they will be constructing 500 Grenadian-style homes for our people, so that you can purchase them, right? Go to the lending institution and so on. And that is why the government is regularizing public officers. The NNP was all about contract, no security of tenure. So they couldn't go to a credit union, they couldn't go to a bank to get anything, right? But the government, this government, being prudent, decided, look, we're going to regularize them. They can go to the credit union, they can go to the bank, and they can just buy one of the 500 homes. That is, in my view, very, very good. Very, very good. So let us continue to highlight some of the positive things that are happening here in Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. Quite a bit is happening around us, and we need to...
The Inland Revenue Division is urging businesses to take advantage of GTax, the recently upgraded and enhanced tax filing system, which brings several advantages and improvements to customers for payment of VAT, pay and sit installments. GTax is described as a convenient and user-friendly online platform which simplifies the process of registering, filing, and tax payments while saving on valuable time and enhancing overall efficiency in tax management. More than 820 businesses have already registered, filed, and paid using GTax and are now enjoying the benefits of the new system. To access the online sign-up feature and find detailed instructions, businesses are urged to visit the IRD website on ird.gd/GTax.
Yes, indeed. So they're making it easier for businesses to pay their taxes. It's a new system, and they're encouraging all of the businesses to take advantage of it. It just has to be easier for people to pay their taxes and businesses to do so. All right, then you have less, people not paying. You have more compliance, so to speak.
The Housing Authority of Grenada says assigned low-income housing units in...
Not that. I already dealt with that already. They're just trying to highlight the positive things that are happening here in the country. It's so important to highlight them. I didn't target...
The Housing Authority...
I didn't target the way I supposed to this morning, during today. So I have to kind of guess what's there. All right. I think there's some poultry.
The fifth cohort of directors expected to serve on statutory bodies and state-owned enterprises commenced training on Monday at the Koyaba Beach Resort's conference room. The directors will be engaged for 3 days, giving them an insight into their roles and responsibilities. The Directors' Education and Accreditation Program, DEEP, was officially introduced last year with 25 directors. A few months after the general elections, government extended an invitation for Grenadians home and in the diaspora to serve on various boards, and more than 1,000 applications were received. Currently, there are 99 certified directors in Grenada who have successfully passed the exams accrediting them as directors. The training will be once again facilitated by the Chartered Governance Institute Canada and the Eastern Caribbean Securities Exchange. Governance specialist in Canada, Janice Riven, and faculty member of the Director's Education and Accreditation Program, said that at the end of the training, directors will be better able to understand the 4 principles: transparency, accountability, independence, and participation.
Those 4 principles are what everything that you need to be thinking about when you go and sit in your boards, when you're making decisions, when you're on committees, and moving after your government positions into other organizations to help them be better decision makers. Is everything's about transparency, accountability, independence, and participation. Just hang on to those: transparency, accountability, independence, participation, and all the tools, all the practices, all the policies and procedures you put in place to make your organization better governed will be those bits and pieces that are strengthening those principles for your organization, and through your organization, your government.
Also speaking to the directors was the Business Development Executive at the ECSC. Uloka Armani Brown said the directors program continues to bear fruit in the Caribbean.
The DEEP, as opposed to other training courses, it leads to designation of accredited director, which is internationally recognized. The DEEP was launched in June 2007, and to date, Caribbean programs have been held in Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Grenada, Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Trinidad and Tobago, and we also since 2021 offer the DEEP program online. So it's touched and trained and accredited at over about 700 persons so far. This particular DEEP has been organized in collaboration with Government of Grenada, specially dedicated for members of boards of directors of public sector and state-owned or controlled institutions in Grenada. This initiative must be commended, and it sets a good example for other ECCU governments to follow.
Minister for Finance, Honorable Dennis Cornwall, was the featured speaker at the opening ceremony, stating that the government has the obligation to ensure that there is efficient and effective management of boards across the country.
A properly governed and well-run entity requires, in the first instance, a balanced and fit-for-purpose board of directors. Such directors must understand their mandate, role, and function, and be equipped to execute their functions with skill and care. As part of the transformation agenda, we aspire to have our statutory bodies and state-owned enterprise prudently governed in accordance with applicable standards as one of the key strategies to achieve consistency, high performance over a prolonged period of time. Against the foregoing, my government has demonstrated its commitment to join on the country's best talent to deliver on this transformation agenda.
For the next few days, the training will focus on the strategic areas of governance, finance, strategy, and risk management.
Yes, so that's a good thing. Train them so that they can execute their duties efficiently, because that is what you want when it comes to statutory bodies, right? Yes, so last night I played a piece regarding the Billionaire, and so many people were, happy to hear it. I want to play it again tonight because there are so many people out there who born here, you're a born Grenadian, but because of politics, you want to see your country on its knees. You want chaos. You want economic woes to befall your country. So you're bitter, you're angry. But there are people who became Grenadians, who got citizenship for this place, and they appreciate it, they love it, and they're making it clear that this place is safe, this place is peaceful, it's a place that you can grow up your children, you can come and enjoy. So I want to feature that tonight again.
The island of Grenada is known to have attracted thousands of visitors to its shores every year, some of whom have returned to make it their home. One such individual is George Cohen. He has created his own little haven, nestled in the southeastern end of Grenada, the picturesque Calavini Island. It is now 24 years since this billionaire and his wife bought the 84-acre island, which at the time was nothing but bare land. Coming from humble beginnings in France, George Cohen worked his way to the top. He fell in love with the island during one of their visits to Grenada. It took this magnate 13 years to develop what has now become the magnet of the Caribbean, attracting some of the world's elites to one of the world's most beautiful private islands.
I came on Grenada in 2000, just before 2000, 1999. I came to visit a villa or to be able to buy a house, you know, close to the sea. And finally, this island was to be sold. So we visited, and in 5 minutes I fell in love and bought it. Beginning, you know, the plan was to make a beach house, small, but every time I was coming here, every year I used to come, every time I was wanting to add something, and finally we made what is there.
Calavini Island now has swimming pools, a tennis court, gym, restaurant, hotel, and a farm, among other amenities. The level of comfort the billionaire, his wife, and guests enjoy in Grenada is attributed to the Grenadian people.
The safety, the atmosphere that we got here, I don't know if it's due to your religion or to the habit of the country, of the population, but it is so good. Not like the other country of Caribbean, I have to say. The Grenadians are always smiling, always welcoming, you know, and always a sense of humor, you know.
Over 90% of staff on the island are locals, some of them being employed since its inception. A trained team, Cohen said he is both proud of and comfortable with.
I can say is I realize that since the beginning of the interview, I'm talking about the locals, the Grenadian, and like me if I was not Grenadian. But you're wrong. I'm Grenadian. I am Grenadian since 20 years. But I'm not only Grenadian because I got the citizenship, because I got the paper. The paper I don't care. I can throw it away. The paper I don't care at all. It's in my heart. It's here. I spend most of my time here on Grenada because I love this country. And I'm so proud, not because I've made the Calavini or I set up properly Secretary. I'm not proud about that. I'm proud that I have a team, more than 100 people, which are working with me since more than 20 years, some of them. They're all very loyal, and they've been treated correctly, you know.
The business tycoon is encouraging self-sufficiency among Grenadians as one of the viable methods he has implemented and a healthier choice.
I have to admit it's not my decision, it's the decision of my wife. She was wanting to have, you know, food here which are organic. So all what we produce here is organic. And we provide to Secretary all the vegetable, eggs. We provide a certain number of food to Secretary coming from Calavini. We have a kind of a small farm here, but totally organic. Cost a lot, but it's very good to eat.
Having attracted some of the wealthiest people in the world to his island paradise, Cohen has contributed immensely to Grenada's tourism product.
Yes, so again, that's good, right? And especially now, it's good to hear from him. Some people underestimate the power of this individual who is a billionaire speaking highly about Grenada and the people of Grenada. That is very, very important because for the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or maybe even 4, our image as a country got some real beating from people here who just want power and they don't care if they tarnish the good name of Grenada. The image of Grenada. They don't care about that. All they want is power. So the image of Grenada got some real licks from them, although they claim that they are patriotic, they claim that they are Grenadian. And then on the outside, we have a lot of work to do. One may say damage control, but we have a lot of work to do because Grenada is still one of the safest place to live, to be, to visit. Grenada is home. And I want to encourage all of us to do what we can in our own little way to defend our country, to promote our country, to talk highly about our country. Because, look, there are people who are coming here and they call Grenada home. They make Grenada home because the people are friendly, the kind of treatment they get, like it or not, they just love it. They love this place that we call home. So I want to urge you, defend your country, talk about your country. Look, you could have your political differences and so on. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with you not liking X or not liking Y, disagreeing from time to time. Nothing wrong with that. But when it comes to Grenada, you have to forget about a lot of things. When it comes to Grenada, we need to understand that we have to defend our country. We have to, promote our country. In other words, talk highly about our country everywhere we go. So please, there will be people still who, because of politics, they would cry down Grenada. They would say all manner of nasty things about Grenada. But what we need to do, if the majority of us promote our country, push our country, talk highly about Grenada, Carriacou and Petit-Martinique, I think we will triumph over them because there are a lot of people in this place, I can tell you. Because their party is not in power, man, they will do everything and anything to see Grenada on its knees. But they're not succeeding, which is really good. They're trying, but they are not succeeding. And we have to give thanks. Give thanks to the Most High, because He's the one protecting this place we call home. All right? Big up Grenada and all the people who continue to defend this country and promote this country. So I'm really happy that this particular individual came out. When he's a billionaire, he didn't have to do it. He was interviewed by GBN, and give GBN credit for that. It's really a good piece and a good timing. The timing is what is important here. So let us continue to defend our country and talk highly about Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique. All right. Again, keep it on the positive side of things tonight. We're not interested in the negatives. There are some people who are interested in that. Let them continue on that path. Nothing is wrong with them continuing on that path. That's their business. If they believe they're going to get somewhere with it, go ahead.
You have to go right back, in my view, to the question of family values, how people are socialized, how they're brought up, right? So values of hard work, conflict resolution, being able to talk through your differences, being able to sing through your differences, or perhaps play drama, or have access to sports, to community initiatives, to some element of mentoring, right? To also resisting this idea that materialism is the basis upon which you judge success, right? Because in many instances, a lot of what happens is that people are driven to think that having things makes you valuable or successful. And so sometimes in that pursuit, people then do almost anything to get things. Because what is viewed as success is the bigger house, the bigger car, the bigger TV, the more clothes, etc., which are all superficial things. So part of that has to be addressed as well. So it is not going to be, in my mind, by the time the police is involved, it's too late. So in order to keep Grenada a safe place, it requires us to really focus on, in my view, the first 15 to 18 years of people's lives, and the socializing and the upbringing that happens. If we don't do that, it will always be too late, because then we're dealing with the police and we're dealing with the prison systems and so on. Of course, it doesn't mean that when it is too late that we give up and we don't have robust policing, that we don't have progressive sentencing or prison policies that will seek to rehabilitate and get persons back in the community. Or if someone makes one mistake, that we don't give them the opportunity to be re-employed and reintegrated into society. We need all of that. But I'm saying from a more sustainable perspective, the focus has to be on ensuring that before people are 18, that they socialize properly, that they have a sense of value, they have a sense of recognizing that they are part and parcel of the community, and so they don't feel marginalized. But in terms of short-term interventions, we have to be able to go to some of the troubled areas in Grenada and be able to treat with a lot of the young men and women who feel marginalized, who may be unemployed, whose voices are not being heard. And that requires all of us. It requires the churches and the leadership of the church to move out of the physical building of the church on a Sunday and go into the communities during the week. It requires us as politicians to be able to go to those communities and sit and hear what these people have to say, how they view society has treated them or not treated them, and what do they think are some of the interventions that are required. It requires us to tackle this issue of alcoholism, right? Many of these what I call opportunistic violent incidents occur where people drink rum, they start cussing one another, they fight with one another. So we have a lot of some of those instances that are happening in a sense in the underbelly of the communities, and we have to be able to tackle them. We see people with mental illnesses, walking around in the communities, etc., etc. We're not taking care of them. We're not helping them. And then sometimes when they really get sick or they become violent, we then call the police, and it's an altercation between them and the police, that somebody gets hurt, and then it leads to more violence. So I'm saying those are the challenges and the problems we have that requires, and that's part of the reason for having the National Security Council. Because it isn't something that we can do without having, in a sense, an institution that is going to lead that, that is non-political, right? And that is a state institution that is dedicated to constantly talking about public safety and public security.
Yes, so that's our beloved Prime Minister there, speaking as a father, speaking as a statesman, and one who cares about the nation's youth and our people, and wants for everyone safety and security. And that is what you want in a leader, a comforter in chief, one who speaks from the heart. That is really, really refreshing. And I want to encourage him to keep doing just that. All right. I think we need to play a little piece of that song, that, the theme song for independence. That song is still very powerful.
If I take time and I write down all the things that I love on my island, best believe my list gon' be like 5 miles long. Best believe it's love that makes me sing this song. The cleanest breeze on the waters, friendly people meet in every corner. Togetherness and love is what we stand for. We stand for. We stand for.
Oh, island in the sun, look at how we've grown, how far we've run. 50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. We're going higher. 50 years we're blessed, we're forged in fire. Still reaching for more. Going up, going up, 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 up. Going up, going up, going up, 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 up. We're going higher. Going higher. As we aspire, build advances, put people together. Bang, bang, bang. It's only up from here. It would take time to reminisce on the richness of our history from the beginning. From the people who came through sugar and change, emancipation, the revolution. More than the speck up on the globe, more than the ice cream and gold, much more than the nutmeg and the clove. Tell the world we are Grenadians. Oh.
3 islands united as one, blessed with the strength to carry on. We're more than just that island in the sun. Tell the world we are Going
higher. 50 years we blessed with forging fire.
Oh, you mean? We going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up.
Inspire, build advances, want people together.
Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up.
Really and truly, can't find the words to describe what my country mean to me. So much things we take for granted, but so much things they give to me.
Peace and tranquility, family, community. It no matter where we go in the world, just know that home is where my heart is.
50 years, as you shape for 50 more, as you strive to reach your goal, like you only bring the goal.
I can see the vision clear. Sing it out to let the people hear.
Look at how we've gone and how far we've come.
50 years we strong and more to come. More to come. More to come. It's only up from here. More, more, more. Higher. Higher. It's only up. Going higher. 50 years we're blessed with fortune fire.
Yes, indeed, we continue to go higher as a nation. We are working very hard and very smart to build this place, to transform this place. But I told you it would not be easy. It would not be a walk in the park because you have those on the opposition side. They're hungry for power. They want to get back into power and they don't care what they do to get back into power. Even if Grenada's economy is crumbling, they just want to get back in there. And even if they're the cause of it, because they're instigating, doing things behind the scenes to cause problems economically, physically, spiritually, and otherwise, emotionally too. They play on the emotions of so many people. That's how they do it. Sabotage, disrupt, discourage, mash up things. That is what they're accustomed to. So they don't care what state they cause Grenada to be in once they get power. But our people who are reasonably now thinking need to defend our country, promote our country, stand in the gap for Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. Because good things are happening in this place. People are taking initiatives. People are doing things to better lives and property and other things like that. All people are doing things.
So my name is Samuel Alexander and I own and operate a business called Ignite Flavors. We are one of the exciting agri-processors on the island, and we offer quite an interesting lineup of sauces. So we have tamarind sauce, which is kind of the iconic sauce. People really love it, they gravitate to it, and we've been seeing good reception from that. And then we also recently introduced our mango sauce, and we've been getting quite good reception from it. As for the journey of Ignite Flavors, we have been on quite an interesting journey. We started during the pandemic, and during the pandemic, we wanted to take a closer look at what Grenada had to offer in terms of fruits, vegetables. We saw a lot of potential in those things, but they were largely untapped. So we wanted to use some of the abundant fruits and vegetables around. Well, tamarind is very abundant on the island, as well as mango. We wanted to harness the potential of those things and create quality products. So while we might not have a large selection, we put that effort into offering quality products, and we build on those that platform of quality, right? So I enjoy cooking by nature. I enjoy entertaining, and my passion for entertaining and seeing people enjoy the experience of food led to experimentation with different sauces. I wanted to give my family the experience of, trying tamarind sauce, trying something new. And I worked on developing it, getting customer feedback over time, fine-tuning the recipes to ensure that, people, like, it would apply to a large range, cross-section of people. And over time, that developed into what we have as Ignite Flavors tamarind sauce and Ignite Flavors man. In get those raw materials early and secure them so that you can sustain year-round production. As our customer base grows, it becomes more difficult, but we are up for the challenge because we want to put Grenada on the map. We want to also export. So we're up for the challenge in terms of getting raw materials. So I'll take this opportunity to urge local farmers, persons that have trees in their backyard, reach out to us, let us know like the produce you have on offer, and we'll definitely support. So that has been an experience in and of itself. It taught me a lot in terms of business, negotiation, how to get organized. This session in particular on quality and documentation, quality assurance and documentation. It was really helpful because in my business, I strive on producing quality. And that is reflected in the taste, it's reflected in the packaging. But it also has to be reflected in documentation. It also has to be reflected in the process of making my product. And all throughout the process of business, whatever it might be. And that is one thing that has encouraged me. I want to offer quality from start to finish. And it makes things easier as we grow, as we try to serve a larger customer base. Having that quality, knowing that our customers are safe from what we produce and they can taste the quality, not only in the safety, but quality in the experience of the food, smell, the taste, how it looks. Everything must be reflective of a quality product. So that's one thing that has gotten me excited about the process. And I'm encouraging other agro-processors out there. See this as a way to help you seamlessly grow, but also as a marketing tool that you can someday put a badge of certification related to quality on your product, and people can know for sure that you're offering and you follow good procedure and they're actually getting something of quality. So there's multiple ways to look at it, but I'm encouraging other people involved in the sector to take advantage of platforms like this. Most of the major supermarkets island-wide have them, so all of the Calicos, all of the Andals, IGA, Food Fair Granance, Shop and Save, Food Fair, I mentioned Food Fair Granance, but most of those supermarkets have them. Some supermarkets, we're trying to get them on board, and we encourage them to come on board, and we encourage the public also to support us on this endeavor. We definitely put in the quality, and we want you to be part of that experience as well too. So look for our products. It's easy to identify. So go ahead and try them and have that experience. So you can find us on Facebook, Ignite Flavors on Facebook, or at Ignite Flavors on Instagram. We have a growing community, and we want you to be part of that community as well.
Yes, I want to applaud this young man and whoever is part of his team. I want to applaud them. I think that's the way to go. Thumbs up, remain focused, and keep at it. We have a lot of young people who are doing well. So while you have a lot of young people who are not staying the streets and narrow and are involved in quite a number of things that we don't like, there are those who are very positive, who are doing good things, and we must recognize it We must talk about it. While quite a number of people in this country love the negative, love the sensationalism, love to talk about the bad things that are happening around them, they cannot highlight the positive things, the great things that are happening among us. And I want us to change that kind of mindset. Let's talk about the positive things. Let's highlight them. Let's put them up everywhere. Let's look at the positive things that are happening in our country. But here it is. There are some people who continue to use different platforms, because I have been telling you about the media. I have been telling you about certain platforms that are designed really for misinformation, for scandal, for gossip, for sensationalism, and so on. And there are some learned people who you expect will write or publish correct stuff. But sometimes in their mind, it's all about negative and criticizing and condemning. So I saw an article written by a good friend of mine, and boy, the comments from people, don't underestimate our people, You're making a big mistake, Grenadians have a heightened level of patriotism. We are more involved in the governance, in the development of our country. We are more on top of things across the board, right? So I am saying, when our people read those stuff and they respond so forcefully, it says something, right? It says something. Because during the whole independence or the celebration of 50 years, the Golden Jubilee celebrations of independence and so on, there were sporting events. There were a lot of sporting events. And my good friend wrote a piece, and boy, he got some real licks from Grenadians. The comments have not been to his favor. And look, I know people can make mistakes, but sometimes when you put things out there, it's hard to take it back. You have people saying, hey, they were wrong the island flag relay that included sporting disciplines, right? Swimming, cycling, racing, and so on. So to, to go there and say that that didn't happen, and you were very disappointed that that didn't take place, you would get some real licks online. And that is exactly what we saw from Grenadians home and abroad who followed the whole independence celebrations. We had thousands and thousands of people here in Grenada. Nearly all the events were carried live, and you had thousands of people who were actually viewing them. So they were knowledgeable of what took place. So they were able to respond promptly so to that misinformation published by this particular media outfit online. And that is why I always say you have to arm yourself with the truth or with information so you can quickly, denounce, you can quickly debunk, you can quickly correct, quickly clarify certain things, particularly on social media. So I really love to see how our Grenadian brothers and sisters responded and clear up the whole thing and say, hey, you got it wrong here. Make amends. Change that. But again, it is really shining a light on that particular media outfit, right? No Grenada. It's shining a light on them. I spoke about a number of headlines or publications from No Grenada, and people are now seeing through No Grenada. They're using their platform, and on that platform, you get misinformation coming from there too often. And people are becoming very wary and uncomfortable with it. You see? And Grenadians are on top of the game. Grenadians understand what's going on here. They want Grenada to transform. They want betterment for people generally. And they're not backing down. And I take my hat off to the social media warriors who are out there and not giving up and not giving in. Take a bow. You must be commended. You must be applauded. You have not stopped defending Grenada, defending our beloved Prime Minister, defending the team and defending the party. We have never seen that before. In fact, my good friend Tillman Thomas, the former Prime Minister and former leader of the NDC, used to come openly and say, why our people are not defending the party? Why our people are not defending the government and the good things that were happening? Well, now we don't have to say that because we have motivated our people enough so that they can defend the party, defend the government, defend our beloved Prime Minister on social media, on the radio, and otherwise. I see now our people calling into the Plead Your Cause program. Our people are defending government and defending our party in a very modest, a very meek, a very mild way. Not arrogant, not loud or boisterous, just doing it in a very educated, modest way. And I love that. People are now standing firm because they realize those obstructionists, those opposition forces, those enemies of progress, they don't want Grenada to prosper. They don't want betterment to come to you. And they would stand in the way, cost it what it may. But we have to be so fortified that they would not get through. So again, I want to applaud you. I want to thank you for doing what you're doing. You're doing an excellent, excellent job, a fantastic job. Keep doing it. Those on social media, you're doing a fantastic job. World Oral Health Day tomorrow, and that's really for public servants, right? Public servants. The chief dental officer and the team, they're doing an excellent job at the Ministry of Health, and they want public servants to come and be treated tomorrow, Wednesday, God's willing.
Hello, public servants. Wednesday, 28th March is World Oral Health Day. And this time, we're doing things different by looking after your health needs. Yes, your health matters too. So let's kickstart the day with positive intentions. Remember, it's not selfish to prioritize your health. It's necessary because when you're healthy, you can conquer anything. So mark your calendars and be sure to come check out our exclusive Public Servants Fair on Wednesday, 28th March from 11 a.m.
Come get your free dental examination, blood pressure screening, blood sugar screening, cholesterol test, nutritional advice, dental giveaways, and lots more.
This activity is organized by the Dental Department, the Community Health and Health Promotions Departments, with support from Brighton and Miners, Budget Food Incorporated, Hills and Valley Pharmacy, and the Sandals Foundation.
Right. So again, public servants take advantage of that. And also from the 25th to the 28th of this month, there will be an eye clinic, well, a mission dealing with the eyes, right? Eye care, eye clinic. And that will be at the Youth Center, the Grenada Youth Center at Montrouge, from Monday the 25th to Thursday the 28th of March. And they're asking you, to come out and be a part of that. Free eye care medications as needed, free reading and sunglasses as needed. Sponsored by the Roy Vincent in partnership with the Alliance of Jamaican and American Humanitarians. So please go there pretty early. I think it starts about 8 o'clock for the different days. And that's a good thing. It's a really, really good thing. Take advantage of that. So we continue to keep it positive because a lot of good things are happening in Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, and we are really proud of that. I see progress is being made on the Molyneux project, that Molyneux land slippage project, where they're building this bridge, right, or bypass, or whatever you want to call it. This project. It is progressing nicely. I saw the Honorable Andy Williams, he posted a little update on it, and I think a lot of people are very excited to see that particular project is progressing nicely. So, folks, I want to wish you all the best. Have a wonderful night. I will be back with you tomorrow, God's willing, starting from 8